have a very judgmental opinion about afternoon tea. But before I get into that, if you love afternoon tea, sweet treats, desserts, then I feel like you should be following me. The judgment sits with afternoon teas that cost less than £45. In my experience, they've always been extremely average, so I'm always reluctant to try them. But today I tried Rowhill Grange, which is £34 during midweek and £37 on the weekend. So pretty reasonably priced for an afternoon tea just outside of London. Now, I have stayed at this hotel as a guest before and it was absolutely stunning, but I never got to try their afternoon tea. I went with my mum, and because she's a gluten-free babe, we got a gluten-free afternoon tea to try too. One thing we did notice as soon as it came is that I had a variation of breads and my mum didn't, so they used the exact same gluten-free bread for all of her sandwiches. The room itself was styled beautifully, but it was very small. There were 7 tables in it, so the mood is very stagnant in there. The mood in that room definitely needs to be elevated in some way, some soft music or something. It was very still. This was a very nice English breakfast tea. I'll commend them for having a variety of breads given the price point, but all of these sandwiches were really subpar. They needed more seasoning. A little bit of salt and pepper would have gone really far. The tastiest sandwich out of the 4 was the salmon, and even that wasn't like blowing my socks off. They charge about £3 for refills, which is pretty standard for the more affordable afternoon teas, but I passed on that. Now, the desserts were surprising. I've said many times that when I go to an afternoon tea, I'm never focused on the desserts, but these tasted better than I expected. This was a blueberry tart, which was really well balanced and light. The choux bun was impressive. It was a very delicate and soft dessert. The lemon and poppy seed cake had a very strange texture. It was quite dense, not what I expected at all. I don't eat macaroons, so I gave that to my mum, but she said that they were delicious. The gluten-free afternoon tea was a miss for us, unfortunately. And I know gluten-free can be really tricky to execute, but I think they just need to be more creative. The scones were nice, would have tasted better if they were warm. A very random mention for the chairs, because these were some of the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat in. But all in all, I left disappointed. This is why I tend to avoid afternoon teas that are under £45, but maybe I'm looking in the wrong places.